Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I'm going to prune the 2 cherry trees and the 2 pear trees in the dwarf orchard for the first time. It was windy and real cold yesterday, so I got out here and pruned the 2 older apple trees. I think this one's like 8 years old now, and that one is probably 9. This one is 3. I believe that one's 3 as well, and these are both 2 years old. These have never been pruned. This one here, I think I pruned off a couple little crossing branches, and I may have done the same on that one there. This is a baking cherry. That's a pear. This is a pear. And this is a Bing cherry. I've never pruned a Bing cherry before, or I've never pruned any of these trees before. This is incredibly vase-like, and I want everything in here to be closer to this, a flat top. So this one, I believe, is going to be pretty difficult. I may have to prune this one a little different. We'll see when we get to it. But I do believe, well, I know the Bing cherry will prune to a flat top, because the first time I ever saw a flat top tree like this was a Bing cherry in Door County, Wisconsin, and we were like self-picking cherries. So we're going to start with the Bing and work our way that way, and I think that's going to wrap up the day. Tomorrow, or maybe the day after, we'll go after these espaliers. That's just going to take a minute or two. I do believe we're just going to prune those so that there's 3 buds above the horizontal branching there. We'll get to that tomorrow though. And then I got a lot of cleanup to do. You can see that huge mess over there and this mess right here. And I still have staples in my stomach from the surgery, so it's not going to be real easy to clean that up. All right, let me go get my tools and we'll get at this. Okay, what I want is lateral branches like this. So this one, I'll just cut off this big guy going up here. I'll probably leave this one in place, but cut it off like right here so that this bud can come outwards. I want to try to get it a little bit over my head. So now this one, either I got to remove this right here or this one back here. And I think I'll remove this stuff right here, because I got that initial branch that I showed you. Well, that's not the one I showed you, but I got this one, and this one, all coming from this branch right here. Yeah, this one crosses over this one, but I think that's what I'm going to do. And then again, find a bud that's facing outwards. I'll probably go with this one right here and cut it off right above that. And then next year that will grow out, then it'll turn up and we'll cut it off again. Yeah, this isn't going to be as hard as I was thinking it would be. Like right here, I would just cut these 2 off up here and then cut it off right here. And over the years, like I've done with these other trees, as it gets older, I remove some of the lower branches and let it go up a little higher. That one I started way too low. That one is much better, but I removed another one of the lower branches this year, and we're getting some height on there. When I'm on the lawnmower, I can get under that one. It doesn't matter on these, but you want to have it at a nice height for picking and stuff. We have some interesting stuff coming up as far as deer go. Every year so far, the deer have stolen all of the cherries. We used to have a bigger cherry tree over there, but it didn't produce like we wanted to. And this one right here had a bunch of cherries on it last year, and the deer came in and stole them as soon as they were ripe. So we're going to have some interesting deer proofing going on as well. I think I'll just put this on time lapse and we'll get at the pruning, and then I'll come back and kind of show you what I did. You should be able to see it for yourself though. And there you have it. This will be refined every year, just like the other ones, where there's stuff that's crossing and stuff and too close to each other. That'll be pruned out like next year or so. I think we're gonna get cherries right along here, right along there, over on that one over there. This has not produced yet. And that baking cherry right there, that produced 1 or 2 cherries the very first year that I planted it. And then last year it had a ton of cherries on it, and the deer stole them all. I do not think there'll be any cherries on this one, but that remains to be seen. I still gotta get used to cherry trees, but that'll take a few years. But right now, I'm not pruning these for production. I'm pruning it for shape. All of these are going to be shaped roughly the same, except for the espalier, which are going to be shaped like espaliers. So all of these end with a bud that's going to be going in the direction that I want. This might be a little bit too high, and if it is, I can take like a branch down here next year and go with that. So, like I said, I'll be refining this for a few years, and I do expect to get a few cherries on it this year, which is the 3rd year, but that remains to be seen. Okay, now for this basket case. This is a pear. I believe this is a Camas pear. We got some water shoot. Those obviously have to go. This has to go. And I don't know what to do. I mean, these are nice branches, the way they come out nice and straight like that, but they're way too low. And we don't have a whole lot of stuff up here. Yeah, this is going to have to be pruned big time. This is a nice branch right here. Same with this one. Yeah, there's a good deal of good branches in here, but there's also just a ton of crossing stuff and a whole lot of sucker growth up there. So this one is going to take more thought. Do I just leave these on for this year in hopes that I get a couple pairs down here and then cut them off next year? That's probably what I'm going to do. These are all going to be gotten rid of at some point, and our branches want to be right up in here somewhere. So yeah, this one's going to take a little more thought. Yeah, this will definitely need a fairly heavy pruning again next year. Like this is crossing back into the plant. That's going to have to go, but this bud right here might give me a branch that I use. So at that point, I would just cut it off right there. We'll have to see what this does after this year. And this right here, I'm hoping one or two of these buds will create a branch that I can use. I need some branches up high. And like I said, I'm hoping to get a couple pairs down here this year, but next year I'll be taking off all three of these branches down here, and possibly this one as well. This will have to go as well someday. Maybe if I get a branch going up, I might be able to save this one. It's filling in an empty spot, but there's stuff up here that can fill that in as well. We have another crossing branch right here, which again, I'm just leaving that for this year. Yeah, this one will take a good deal of pruning to get into shape next year. I don't really like this trident stuff here, the three main branches. So at some point, like this one right here, I had thought about just taking this one out, and I may do it in coming years, but we'll see what it does. And that leads us to this one. This is another pear and another fine mess. Got a lot of little crossing branches in here. I'm going to leave a couple of those in, hoping for fruit again. Like this branch right here. I'll probably cut it off up here because I want something going this way, but this looks pretty nice too. So we'll cut that off right there. And then, yeah, this will probably get cut off right here. And then this one right here. And that'll give us a real nice little arm right there. Yeah, most of this low stuff can just go right away. Like this one, this one, this one. We'll probably keep this one and just cut it back to a bud like right there. Or possibly even out further. Yeah, we got to get rid of that stuff though. So let's have at it. Again, far from ideal, but what I'm really trying to do is get candidates for the final branches. You know, we'll have to see what this does next year. This is what I'm hoping is the final branch here. And this one, well, this one might be the final branch. This one might be the final branch. And this one will just be going up to give the plant some energy. And that will probably, well, that will definitely be cut off next year because that's going to curve and go straight up. That'll end up being a water shoot. And this main trunk right here, all of that upper stuff was cut off. We got a branch here. We'll have to see what this does for branches. It's cut so that it has potential right here and right here. And then this one has potential going that way, but it might interfere with that one. But we'll be pruning heavily again next year, and it should get to near its final form after next year. But this year, we're hoping for a couple pairs, if any, and we'll just let it grow out and try to get to its. And for the most part, it's just going to grow out and show me what to do next year. And that brings us to this one. There is really nothing to do on this one because it's so damn short. I was hoping this thing would get up to height this year, but that's not really happening. I think all I'm going to do is take off that lower branch down there, and that's it. It's got a few crossing branches, but they're not going to make any difference. Yeah, everything is so petite on this one. So I don't think I'm even going to film that. Well, might as well. We'll film that. And I was looking at this. We really don't have anything to do over here, or not much. Yeah, only the branches that are going upwards are gonna stay, and like this one's gonna go completely, but this one is not really upwards. That one is really nice. Got a lot of nice upwards facing branches, but all these that are going like sideways need to be removed completely like this. And what I'm going to do is cut them off a little bit long, and I'm going to take my multi-tool and shave these real nice and close to the branch. That way, hopefully, I'll get any latent buds and it won't just keep budding out every year. Yeah, I'll do this in a separate video. I gotta take these ties off and retie it wherever they're tight like this before it starts growing too much this year. Yeah, I can take these sideways branches off as well. Yeah, there's a fair amount to do on this, and I need to trim these at the end. I was hoping to have branches that came and met, and I was thinking of just splicing those together, make a pocket and a V and graft them together. I may do that. Yeah, this will be interesting. Yeah, we'll do this in a separate video. It's already starting to get too windy, and I would like to do a bit more narration on that. Okay. Yeah, this one was a bit sickly, and it looks like it lost its top over the winter. Maybe not. Kind of looks like it died back. I can cut it right here and use this as a top. I may do that anyways. Yeah, this one is real sickly. This is Buckeye Gala. And I'll get you the name of this pear and this cherry as well and put those on screen. And I'll give you the names of all these on screen as well. Okay, that'll wrap it up. I will do this single branch off camera. We're just going to take the Sawzall and hack that up. And then I'm going to get to cleaning. It's going to take me a long time to clean this up with my belly the way it is. I was going to show it to you, but it's pretty gross. So I guess that'll wrap it up. So make sure you subscribe and click on the notification, that little bell. Click on that and have it remind you whenever I post a video, and you'll be able to see all of this future pruning. Yeah, I'm going to go with this one up to the wire. It's possible I'll be able to go right from here over to the wire as well. Hopefully these get some buds that are sprouting near the wire. And I also have to fix this. The dog ran into it. Not too bad. I just got to tighten it up. But all of that in a separate video. Until then, again, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.